District attorney offices across Oklahoma have lost all credibility to say that they are in the business of keeping survivors of gender-based violence safe. April Wilkins, Erica Harrison, and recently Taisha Long in Oklahoma County have all been denied sentencing relief under the Oklahoma Survivor Act, which is a law that was passed across 2 years, led by Oklahoma Appleseed and the Criminalized Survivor Coalition and survivors across the state of Oklahoma, who said that we have a major crisis in Oklahoma of survivors being criminalized and punished for surviving abuse and violence in their relationship. Oklahoma district attorneys and judges in Tulsa County and in Oklahoma County have denied survivors the justice that they need. In the case of Erica Harrison in Tulsa County, the judge ruled because Erica Harrison wasn't in an intimate relationship with the man who sexually assaulted her, that doesn't qualify as a relationship as defined by the Oklahoma Survivor Act. In the case of April Wilkins, whose story launched the fight for the Oklahoma Survivor Act, she was denied sentencing release also in Tulsa County under a different, strict understanding of the Oklahoma Survivor Act. I got to sit in the courtroom across 2 days in Oklahoma County to watch Taisha Long's hearing. And I saw across 2 days, assistant district attorneys for Oklahoma County work overtime to try to paint Taisha as a liar, to blame her for the abuse that she was experiencing. Really, most of the hearing to deny that she had even experienced abuse. It wasn't until the final statements by the assistant DA of Oklahoma County did they actually admit that Taisha Long had experienced abuse. Their argument, though, was that the abuse that she had experienced was not a substantial factor to the fact that she defended herself in 2020. Now, the minutia facts of the case are for the lawyers to figure out. I'm an organizer. I'm an activist. And I think the problem that these recent denials in Tulsa County and Oklahoma County have proven is, one, that DAs, whether it's DA Kunstweiler in Tulsa County or DA Vicky Bahena here in Oklahoma County, have a serious problem with reckoning with past cases within their counties where new laws have been found to try to right wrongs from the past. District attorneys are having a serious issue with saying, we messed up here and we can do right. Instead, they are doubling down and tripling down on blaming victims, on painting them out to be imperfect, on painting them out to be substance users and addicts, and as an excuse to say that they don't deserve this relief, that they should continue to be incarcerated for years and years and decades. But these recent denials say very clearly to survivors of gender-based violence and to their loved ones, to their family members, to the community that is pushing for justice and for the end of gender-based violence, is saying very clearly what we have already known as abolitionists, is that the criminal justice system is not here to provide safety or justice for you. The Oklahoma criminal justice system is not working to protect survivors of gender-based violence. And we are seeing now with these recent denials from this positive reform of the Oklahoma Survivor Act, which is working to get people out of prison and in the future to prevent them from ever being in prison in the first place. Another consequence of these denials is that survivors are seeing this in real time, right? In Oklahoma County, in Tulsa County, and counties across the state of Oklahoma, and are being reassured, which is a negative reality, that like the system that is meant to provide safety and justice, so-called, isn't going to believe my story, and so I'm not going to report. Which is what, in Taisha Long's case, a part of what they were trying to say. So you got this victim protective order in this one instance of significant abuse that you were experiencing, violence that you had experienced. And now you are claiming in this court of law that you had experienced all these other instances of strangulation and sexual assault and rape. Why didn't you report that to the police or to the court system to get another VPO? The irony of that argument is the very argument that the county DA is trying to make against Taisha Long, which is the reality that police officers so often and district attorneys do not believe survivors. And that is what this boils down to, is that we have a system that has been built to uphold patriarchal violence, not to end patriarchal violence. We have a system that is built to not believe survivors, to not believe women with their experiences of violence and harm. I want to call for a couple of things. One, for more and more investment by philanthropy, by private funders, and by local governments into alternatives to the criminal legal system that promote healing and restoration, restorative justice, and community violence intervention. Because we are seeing yet again how the criminal legal system fails marginalized communities time and time again. And two, we'll call on district attorneys across the state of Oklahoma to do what you are supposed to do, which is protect the public good and the safety of communities. And that is not criminalizing and further punishing survivors for surviving gender-based violence. To April Wilkins, Erica Harrison, Taisha Long, and you all's families, to every survivor out there that is hoping for relief and is feeling downtrodden by the news of these recent denials, know that you have a coalition and so many activists and organizers and advocates and people with lived experience who are fighting for your release. To survivors across the state of Oklahoma, know that there are people out here, including me, who believe you, who trust you with your story, and who will work for true justice and true safety in what you have experienced. And to district attorneys across the state of Oklahoma, know that we are watching, that we are pulling up to these courtrooms, and we are documenting your actions and your words. And when re-election time comes, know that there will be public accountability for the record of you criminalizing and punishing survivors for surviving.